Okay, so this is my mag float scrape review. This thing is about 3 years old, and you can see the pads are wearing out. This is the felt pad. This is like it feels like Velcro, that type plastic, and see it's starting to wear out down there. I did buy replacements, but they require mineral spirits to remove the glue, and that seems like a lot of work, so I'm just kind of holding off for now. I'm going to show you how I replace these. It's a pain because this needs push to get underneath that tab. What I did is push on these as hard as I could and pulled with the pliers, and of course I wrecks this and everything, but that's how I did it. And then here's my replacement. So I have the large 350 float for my 240 gallon tank here. I can't remember the thickness I had on this, but it works well. I even, believe it or not, I use it on my 60 gallon. I'm just extremely careful when I move it back and forth. Like, you know, when I'm pushing, I put my hand over here just to make sure the stress is not put on these seams. So anyhow, you can see with all the nasties and just getting worn out over time, these edges are bent, and you can see it's rusting. I really should take this out and rinse it off after every single use, but that doesn't always happen. I've been lazy and I've left it in there. So let's replace it real quick. Here's the brand new one. So I'm gonna push it in here. Click, click. That's what's so hard. You got to push those in simultaneously and then pull on it with the pliers. That's how I got it off. All right, so what y'all came for. This is 6 months worth of coralline algae. Let me show you what it looked like before I started. Let's see, I got that started there, but it you know, it looked all like this whole entire side. So now that we got the newer one on there, this stuff's coming off a lot easier. It's not as dull. I had my pumps off so the frags don't blow around in front of the power heads there. I had to lower them, obviously. So I go back and forth like this, and as you can see, all the corallines coming up. This thing truly saved me from leaving the hobby. I mean, I was scraping all this by hand with the stupid scraper I bought at Petco. Oh, look, that's done. Let's get all this now. It helps to change your angle too, like go up and down with it. I don't like getting this here. I'll show you near the edge. I don't like getting this anywhere near that glue, because look, this will go right in there and just completely destroy your tank. So look, I left all this down there. So what? You know, at least my silicone's not going to get jacked up. It only takes one mistake, you know. I don't even want to come close to that, because if that happens, I'm done. No more YouTube videos, no more frags. I'm just gonna be done if this thing blows up. So I mean, my tank's 5 years old. It's doing well. It's a Glass Cages 240. I know it's not the most reputable company, but that's what I went with, and it worked. So that's it. It's done. Woo! Sorry about that. I have not scratched my tank yet. This, I'm very careful not to get sand in here. Just listen when you're scraping. If you hear anything out of the ordinary, stop and rinse this thing. That's the only way you're gonna scratch it if you're careful. How I put it down, I hold it with my fingers and then lock it in place. That way this doesn't get pushed up or, you know, jam in the glass there and scratch something. I don't know that it's possible to scratch it with this metal. Maybe it's so soft that it's not gonna happen. This is actually Starfire, so it's a little bit softer than like the cheap glass you'll buy with a non-custom aquarium. it'll scratch easier. Other than that, it's great. It's held up. It's lasted a long time. I guess I should talk more about scratching, because that was my main concern when I went to buy it. When I turn it and stuff, you know, I baby it. Obviously, I've never scratched my tank with this, but I baby it. You know, I turn it slow. I do everything pretty slow. I mean, if you're just whipping it around, I guess there's more chance this is going to come off, and then this is going to turn, you know, like this, and then it's going to jam in there and scratch it. So I just baby it, because I don't know how difficult or how easy it would be to scratch the tank with this mag float. The only time I've ever scratched my tank is by doing this with the frag racks, moving them with the magnets and being lazy. Because what'll happen, a piece of sand will get in here, because your wrasse will be, you know, going to bed, and he'll fling it up here, and then you'll move this, and then, you know, it scratches it. So I think sand has been my worst enemy so far with scratching the glass. And that's why I just tell you to rinse this off and store it out of the tank when you're done, just so that nothing will get in there. I have had snails and stuff get in behind here. Luckily that hasn't scratched my tank, you know, and look, there's like a little piece of coralline and stuff. So it's not as bad as y'all would originally think. But that's my review. The thing's awesome. You got to replace these about once every, you know, I only do about once every year, but if you clean your glass a lot, I mean, you're gonna have to do it once every 4 months, once every 6 months maybe. I just do mine probably once every 2 weeks. That's not really enough, but I would rather spend time fragging than cleaning my glass, so I really only do it if someone's coming over to buy corals, which is once every 2 weeks or so. I took the summer off, and that's why the front glass got so bad. Corals seem to love all those particles floating around, all that dust. The polyps are starting to come out, look like they were feeding. The fish were sure enjoying all the algae and stuff. The tangs especially were enjoying all the algae flying off the glass. But, you know, if you have a nutrient problem, this would be a good time to do a water change. I do not, so I don't have to worry about it. The corals probably love it. So subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer. Just comment. This is my hobby. I don't have any sponsors or anything, so these are going to be honest reviews, and I'm going to tell you what I like, what I don't like. And quite honestly, I can't really find anything I don't like about it. Well, yeah, that's changing it. Changing this out's a pain. Other than that, that's it. Yeah, just replacing the scraper and replacing the pads. Yeah, that would be my only complaint. But that's probably pretty standard, and the last thing you want is the thing to come loose while you're scraping. That's how stuff gets scratched. So actually, I'm probably pretty thankful that it's a pain in the butt to replace that. See ya.